Gord, I'm going to guess you're pretty happy that Victor Love decided to fight to stay in this team.
Oh, absolutely. He made his impact felt last night, but tonight obviously he left his mark on the game. Not only scoring 2 goals, that's pretty obvious, but he was a real presence every time he was on the ice. He and Corbini and Holzer as a pairing were really solid and felt real strong when they were out there against the other team's top lines.
Looking at Troy Bodie coming up with another strong game as well, did you feel that he contributed the way he can?
Yeah, Boats, he's a veteran guy, and there's a lot of expectations for him as far as leadership for sure in the room, and he's a physical player, and then when he chips in on a shorthanded goal like he did, that gave the whole team a lift. So I think that was a pretty big turning point for us.
And it didn't look like the goaltending decision gets any easier. Another good game by Christopher Gibson.
Yeah, he was excellent. I think he'd like to have his training camp back. It wasn't his best training camp, but and now the games are counting, and the points are in the standings, and he made his impact felt.
Just a miscommunication on that second goal?
Yeah, I think so. We have our certain goalie calls that we want to use, and I think there's some hesitation on both guys' part, and ended up in our net.
I know it's not you wouldn't necessarily look at this for yourself, but nice to pick up a first win for you and the coaching staff.
Oh, for everybody. I guess when you've been in the game as long as I have, and Derek King and now Benny Simon, it's always nice when you have a new group together and you get that first win. So we're pretty ecstatic about it.
Gord, this is the first time we see the 3-on-3 new format in the overtime. What do you make of it, and how do you tell your players to play differently if you do at all?
Well, it's pretty basic. There's not a whole lot of strategy to it, other than if there's a face-off in your zone, or personnel-wise, or if it's in the offensive zone, it maybe changes your strategy a little bit. But it's a little bit of summer hockey there, man on man, and be smart with the changes. I think they sort of made a bad change there at the end and ended up in their net. So something we'll think about in the future.
Going back to the goaltending decision, do you expect to see Sparks in the lineup anytime soon, as in tonight?
We're going to be making some decisions here in the next couple of days on our goaltending group, so we'll go from there.
How did you feel McKegg was this weekend? Were you impressed with his play?
Kegger, he played very hard defensively, and that's something that we've asked of him for 2 years now, and now his third. But I think he's establishing some chemistry. Certainly with Spencer Abbott, and he's going to get the points once that starts clicking a little bit. He's one of those guys that he's sometimes can be a bit of a streaky scorer, and I'm sure once he gets on board, it's going to happen for him.
You have to make some changes, obviously, in the roster and move some bodies out of here. Will that come sooner or later in the week, considering you have a game on Friday?
Yeah, we're probably going to make some changes here this week. And again, we're carrying a lot of guys in our roster right now, and it's important to get guys playing. And so we'll make some changes here. And for our side of it, it'll make it a little bit easier as far as working on things in practice. But also, more importantly, is for the guys that might be moving on, that they get the opportunity to play.